Hello, students. Welcome back. Today, we're gonna continue on with our lesson on Islam, and we are going to start on slide 12. So, from yesterday, what you should have the key stats of Islam, the holy book, and how it compares to the Bible, and how do Muslims begin or believe Islam began. The two major branches and how they compare, and then the central tenets of Islam. We talked about those, jihad, and what we are on now is number 7. How do Muslims view Jesus? So back at the lecture, talks about Muslims and Jesus. The Muslims actually have similar prophets to the Jewish and the Christians, including Abraham, Moses, and Jesus. Yes, the Muslims do acknowledge the existence of Jesus as a great prophet, but not the Son of God. So there's the difference. That's a huge difference in Islam and Christianity, because Christians believe that Jesus is the Son of God. Muslims do not believe that. They acknowledge that Jesus was alive and existed, but they do not think that Jesus is the Messiah, the Savior, the Son of God. They also consider Muhammad the greatest prophet, but they do not consider him divine. In Christianity, we consider Jesus to be divine, okay? And they do not consider their prophet Muhammad to be divine. So the 5 pillars of faith. So these are tricky. Be glad that you don't have to remember all these. You can refer back to this. And whenever you take your quiz, you'll be able to, look at all this too. So the 5 pillars of faith in Islam, you have Shahada. This is the creed, all right? Their creed is there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger. Simple enough, right? That is the creed. That's the Shahada, the creed of Islam. The Salah, this is the prayer. If you are a Muslim, you will pray 5 times a day, and you will face Mecca. So Mecca, from where I'm sitting, right now, all right, Mecca would be to my right. So you would pray facing wherever Mecca is from where you're at. Zakat. Once a year, they must give money to the poor. This is kind of like your tithes, but in Christianity, but the tithes benefit the church, which in turn does benefit the poor, because just like at my church, we have like a pantry, and people, they donate food to it and give money so that food can be bought if they're hungry. So that is zakat. Once a year, they must give money to the poor. Psalm. This is fasting, okay? They can eat. During fasting, they can eat. They can eat. They don't have to go without food, because, and I know, and that you cannot go a long time without eating food. It's not, you have to have food to survive. But during Ramadan, which starts in May, I think it's like a month long, they have to fast, but they do not eat meat during this time. So no fish or chicken. They don't eat pork anyway, or beef. So no meat during Ramadan. And then Hajj, I talked about this earlier. Once in a lifetime, you must go to Mecca. A Hajj is a pilgrimage, a religious journey. That is what a Hajj is. So this next picture, you can see this is what it looks like when people are praying, when Muslims pray. They are facing Mecca, the Holy Land, and they are praying one of their 5 times a day. This is what Mecca looks like. And, Mecca has different meanings. So you could be like, oh, this is the Mecca of sports. That means it's going to be like the main place that's a bad example. Let's see. We'll talk about Gatlinburg. Okay, we all know where Gatlinburg is. That could be, somebody might refer to Gatlinburg as being the mecca of black bears. You could go there, and sometimes you could go to Cades Cove and see black bears all day long. That's probably a bad example too. I hope that you get what I'm saying. So Muslims after Muhammad, so nobody lives forever, and Muhammad died in 632 AD. Muslims were looking for a caliph to replace Muhammad. Okay, a caliph is a successor to the messenger of God. So this is a new term. This is a vocabulary term. A caliph. This is someone. Okay, so Muhammad was the messenger of God. So God apparently came to Muhammad. This is what Muslims believe. God came to Muhammad, or Allah came to Muhammad and told him this message to give people. And then Muhammad says, I was told by Allah that this is the message. So he's the messenger, okay? Also known as a caliph. Caliph. I know, weird word. But so after Muhammad died, they were looking for a caliph, someone to succeed Muhammad, someone to take his place. So the first four that came after Muhammad changed Islam a great deal. And of course, you're going to have people who are okay with that and people who are not okay with that. So Muslims in Spain, well, let's see what the notes are saying. So we've got, how do Muslims view Jesus? They recognize his existence. We talked about the 5 pillars of faith. Okay, these are like the big deals. What a caliph is. Oh, now we're going to talk about, let's talk about these caliphs. They're pretty interesting, and we're going to talk, and we will learn more about this moving forward as we talk about Africa and India in the Middle Ages. So around the 7th century AD, the Muslims spread into Spain. So I don't know if you know where Spain is. So if you look at like the top of Africa, Spain is just like right across the ocean. I mean, it's pretty close to the top of Africa, not like the center of Africa, but the side of Africa, the western side, the side that's closest to the United States. That's where Spain is. This group was despised by the majority of Christians that were found throughout the empire. Spain is a part of Europe. So whenever this group of Muslims came in from the sea, and they had different beliefs, and they didn't view Jesus as the Messiah, the majority of the Christians, they despised them. They were like, we hate you because you don't believe that way. So there was a lot of uneasiness there. This prompted a series of conflicts between Christians and Muslims. Okay, so this is kind of like the beginning. We're going to talk about the Crusades, and we'll talk about things that happened throughout history. But it's important that you understand that there were conflicts between Christians and Muslims, just because everybody thought that their way was the way. So this is the first 4 caliphs. So you have Abu Bakr. I know these are funny names. He was a merchant for his career. He served from 632 to 634, so not very long, as the caliph. So he spread Islam to all of Arabia. He restored peace after the death of Muhammad. He created a code of conduct in war. He also compiled Quran verses. Okay, now you have Umar. He was a friend to Muhammad. Okay, Abu Bakr was Muhammad's father-in-law. Next, Umar, he was a friend to Muhammad. He was a merchant as well. He served from 634 to 644, so that was 10 years. During his time, he spread Islam to Syria, Egypt, and Persia. All right, those are all pretty close in proximity to each other if you think about a map. He redesigned government. He paid soldiers, held a census, so that way you could see what the population is. We've talked about census before. He made taxes more fair. He built roads and canals, and he also aided poor people. Uthman, who is Muhammad's son-in-law, he was also a member of the Umayyad family. He was a merchant as well. He served as the caliph between 644 and 656. He spread Islam into Afghanistan and the Eastern Mediterranean. So think about that side of the Mediterranean that's closer to like Persia and Turkey and those places. Uthman, he organized a navy, he improved the government, built more roads, bridges, and canals. He also distributed texts of the Quran to other people. So before this time, there was probably not very many of the holy book of Islam, the Quran, around. So he decided that he was like, okay, we're gonna start writing this down and distribute this holy text to people. And then the last of the first four caliphs is Ali. He is the first cousin, and also a son-in-law to Muhammad. Ali was a soldier and a writer. He served for quite a while as well. He reformed tax collection and other government systems. He spent most of the caliphate battling Muawiyah, the governor of Syria, probably over a lot of things, especially religion. So the next slide that we have is a map. This is the spread of Islam. So you can see you have the key. It says the different colors. You have this blue area. This is Islamic territory whenever at the death of Muhammad. Okay. So you have it over here and over here. It expanded during the times of the caliphate. So it expanded to this light green area, and then to this dark green area, and then the Byzantine, the empire, this is up here. And we're going to talk more about that moving forward. So you guys should have everything that you need to fill in the rest of these notes. And if you have any questions, just email me. Make sure that you are, after you get these notes finished, that you are working on the Moby Max assignment. You have all week to complete that. And I'll be posting a new assignment on Wednesday. So I clicked the wrong button. Sorry. I hope that this video helps you. And again, if you have any questions, email me. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. See you tomorrow.